Hey guys, welcome back. Mike here with Mike's DVD, Blu-ray, and Laserdisc collection. I got some more DVDs and Blu-rays to show off today, and let's get right into it with She Done Him Wrong, the Mae West movie. Cary Grant. This is from 1933, and Mae West was famous, vaudeville actress, writer, entertainer, singer. She went to Hollywood in the early 30s and made a series of movies for Paramount. And some of these are classics. And this may be one of her very best movies, She Done Him Wrong. I'm not really sure if this is the one or the previous movie from this year called I'm No Angel, she made also in 1933, where she says the famous words, "Won't you come up and see me sometime," which she's pretty much famous for saying that. But this is a really good movie. This was released by Universal Pictures. It's got a introduction by TCM host Robert Osborne. It's got some bonus cartoons and stuff on there. Really nice collection there. Next up, it's a movie from the Criterion Collection. This came out a few years ago. I was happy to find this. It's a French movie by Jean Renoir. It's called La Bête le Humain. I know I tore that up in French, but it translates to The Human Beast. And it's a great movie. It's got the great French actor Jean Gabin in it, and the very beautiful Simone Simon. Sorry, it's a great movie. It is in French, 1938. The director Jean Renoir is very famous for some of the movies he made in France and the U.S. Through the 30s and to the 50s, 1950s, and on. It's famous for a lot of movies. This is an older DVD Criterion release, but I highly recommend it. It's got a lot of, it's got some introductions and some interviews with some other Peter Bogdanovich and some stuff on there. It's really good. Recommend it. Here's a collection I got recently, W.C. Fields' Comedy Essential Collection. It's got 18 classic films that he made for Paramount in the 1930s and 1940s. 18 movies. It starts with $1 Million Legs in 1932 and ends with Never Give a Sucker an Even Break in 1941. It's got My Little Chickadee on here from 1940. That's got Mae West in it also, which is, the two of them teamed up is hilarious. I can't say enough about, recommend this enough. It's got a lot of good movies on here. And let's see what's next here. Next movie, it's another W.C. Fields movie, Her Majesty Love, which came out in 1931. It's kind of a rare movie he made for the Vitaphone company, which later became Warner Brothers, or dissolved into Warner Brothers movie pictures. W.C. Fields, it's more of a dramatic movie with a little bit of comedy on the side. He made this right before he went to Paramount and did $1 Million Legs. So it's an early look at W.C. Fields. I think it's one of his first talkie. It's his first full-length movie that was a talkie after he did some shorts for Max Sennett. Really good. Check it out. It's on the Warner Archive Collection, which puts out a whole lot of great stuff. Next up, we got Stagecoach, Criterion Blu-ray Collection, directed by John Ford in 1939, the magical year of 1939, with so many good movies that came out then. One of my favorite movies. It's a Western, but it's so much more than a Western. It's kind of a how to make a movie book. I mean, it's got everything: the direction, editing, music, the acting. It's got everything you need to know how to make a movie. I mean, it's beyond a classic. Made John Wayne a star. John Wayne had already been in a lot of movies throughout the 30s, mostly B movies. And John Ford was wanting to use him for many years in something. He wanted to put him in something to make him a star. He really believed in John Wayne. And John Ford found the perfect movie for John Wayne, and he put him in this, and the rest is history. It became a classic. It's got the great stunt work of Yakima Canutt. Yeah, that's his real name. Famous stuntman. It's like the granddaddy of all stuntmen, with some of those daredevil stunts on horses and stuff on there. So it's Stagecoach is a great movie. Check it out on DVD, Blu-ray. This is a great edition. The Criterion release is full of bonus features. I mean, it's jam-packed. I finally got this recently. I had just a regular DVD, Warner Brothers edition, and I finally got this one for all the extras. It's got a really good picture, good sound. It's all been restored. Actually, on there, it's a high definition transfer, so it's not a 4K. I think it came out about 10 years ago, but it's still a great picture. Kind of showed this one in one of my other videos recently. Thunder Bay, Anthony Mann, director. James Stewart, Joanne Drew, Dan Duryea, Gilbert Rowland. It's about some guys finding oil in the Gulf of Mexico, and the love affair, trying to find this, both these guys fighting over this woman and trying to get rich off oil, and it's a great Technicolor 1953 release. One of my favorite directors in the 50s, late 40s noir, Anthony Mann. He's done some really good movies, underrated. But if you get a chance, check out the westerns he made with Jimmy Stewart. Those are some of my favorite westerns that Anthony Mann made with him. I'm going to do a video on that one day, but highly recommend that. This was in the other video too I made recently, but I'm going to talk about it a little more in depth. This is the Port of Shadows, which it's a French movie by Marcel Carné. Le Croix de Boumes. Marcel Carné made a movie called Children of Paradise in France, which was a big hit made during World War II. They actually filmed that during bombings and the occupation by the Nazis and stuff. So that was an interesting movie to check that out if you can. Children of Paradise. This one takes place 1938. It's also got Jean Gabin in it. It's one of my favorite French actors. He's a great leading man. This is some of the underworld stuff going on around the docks and the port area, France. It's a really good movie. I know I say that a lot, but if I'm showing it to you, it's a good movie. And check it out. Port of Shadows, Kino Lorber. Thunder Bay also was a Kino Lorber release. They put out a lot of good stuff. And my final one here is Virginia City. Errol Flynn, Marion Hopkins, Randolph Scott, and Humphrey Bogart round this off. Humphrey Bogart plays a bad guy in this. This is before he did the Maltese Falcon and stuff like that, which catapulted him to the top of, you know, Hollywooddom before Casablanca. So he's playing a bad guy. It's kind of funny. Randolph Scott, one of my favorite Western guys of all time. He's in it. He's kind of the second fiddle, so to speak, to Errol Flynn, who was the star of this. Miriam Hopkins, underrated actress, very beautiful, very intelligent woman, from what I've read. But yeah, this is a good movie, Virginia City, which is it's kind of a sequel of sorts to the movie made the previous year in 1939 called Dodge City. Had Errol Flynn in it also, and Olivia de Havilland in that one. So it's not really, I guess, just a name. It's another city movie with Errol Flynn, so it's kind of a sequel in sorts. This time they're in Virginia, obviously, and something about a gold train. I haven't watched it yet. Just picked it up. Actually, me and my better half watched Dodge City the other day. Sunday morning we got up, drinking our coffee, and we watched Dodge City. And Anne usually doesn't watch a lot of older movies with me, but she did. She really enjoyed it. And I told her about this, and actually found it on eBay and got it like in a couple of days. So I'm going to check this out. Virginia City. It's got Randolph Scott in it, so this was one of the last movies I hadn't got that Randolph Scott was in, so I'm going to watch this. And later on I'm going to do a Randolph Scott DVD, Blu-ray review. Been trying to do it forever. So there you go, guys. Some more DVDs and Blu-rays. So go out, check these out. I love older movies. I love movies in general. And that's what these little YouTube videos are about. I just want to show off some of the movies I love, and that's really made a impact on me and through my life, and show off some new stuff that I'm getting these days. So I hope to entertain you guys, and I want to show off a lot of my movies through these. So they mean a lot to me, so I'm going to show them, talk about them a little bit, and hopefully entertain, inspire some of y'all to go out there and pick up these movies and see them. They're some really good classic films and modern day classics. So just hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the newest video is released. And as always, I'm Mike, and I'm out.